Our forefathers came, some seen through battles waged and fought, through victory and pain, by test of their courage, our freedom was gained. In homage to those gone before us, the heroes of lands in the sun, we vow to join hands and to focus on building one Caribbean. Raise your voices high and sing of your Caribbean pride. Sing it loud and strong, feel our hearts beat as one. Celebrate in song as we rise to heights where we belong. Sound the victory drum for Caracom. The great and diverse be our ethnicities. The bonds that unite us are stronger than these. We dine, we pray, we love. We dance and we play. We relate to each other, the West Indian way. Today as a people united as one. Determined and steadfast we stand. We look to a brand new horizon. The future now firmly in our hands. Raise your voices high and sing of your Caribbean pride. Sing it loud and strong. Feel our hearts beat as one. Celebrate.
Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. Welcome to our program On Target. And as usual, as soon as we start this program, you can pick up the telephone and give us a call. The number to call is 442-0175. We never have a subject matter. We speak about anything: politics, religion, socio-economic issues, issues trending, or your own subject matter. At this period of time is Wednesday, Ash Wednesday, and that is significant. That is Lent. And Lent is a solemn religious observance in the Christian liturgical calendar, commemorating the 40 days Jesus spent fasting in the desert, according to the Gospel of Matthew, Mark, and Luke. And that started before the beginning of his public ministry, during which time he endured temptation from Satan. You must prepare. Even Jesus Christ had to make preparation. And if we too have to excel in any field, in any area, we need to make preparation. And in this period of time, Christians are called on, particularly Catholics, Anglicans, Methodists, Presbyterians, and then you have a number of other non-denominational churches that support Lent, that follow Lent. You know, people are called to pray, to fast, and to give alms. And I think that is significant. You know, it's not only Catholic Christians and Anglicans alone, or not only Christians that are called to give alms. Whether it's Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, all these religions give alms. They give alms is like food, money, material goods. They give it to the poor. In this present era, we stop saying give it to the poor. We say give it to the needy. You see, Way back when you had real poverty. You had a lot of people in poverty, destitute, poor. But in Grenada now, we have come a long way. We have raised the bar. So you would not find the destitute poor. So people use the word give it to the needy, those who in need. Sometimes it's difficult, It's difficult to cipher out who is in need. And I'll give you a story. After Ivan, a medical doctor get trapped in St. George's. He had a big house in Ticolo. And his wife and 2 children in the house. And he had 1 car in it. And he went to work with 1 car. But he get trapped in St. George's. And since his wife tell him everything was all right, and she opened she house to a lot of the people from Ticolo. So it took a few days to come up back. During that time, they eat out all what he have in the house. And some people used to watch him with cock eye. So they light fire downstairs on a good tile. They bust the fridge. They steal some of the things. And by the time they leave, after a few days they leave, he come up. And the wife tell him there is nothing in the house for him to eat. And she don't even have milk for the children. He said, well, what's about all these things we put there? She said, well, I opened the door to the people and they take it. They take everything away. They even break the car and take the wheel. But she tell him there are some people giving out food down the road. So go down and see if you get something quick and some water. So he went down the road. But then people run him. They say, big doctor like you have money like what? What you come in here and beg for food for? They say, all of these rich people and them like to take advantage on people. You have money. What you coming down here looking for food for? So they run him. You don't get a piece of food. You don't get a bottle of water. So he go back home and he cry. The wife tell him, don't cry. You have friends. Go and see if you could get something from them. But you see, the bank closed. The bank shut their doors after Ivan. So although the man had money, he couldn't access the bank. And they don't take away, they strip the car. So he leave walking, passing over the Granite Town to go in St. George's, to see if he get a friend in St. George's, to give him some food and some water to bring back his wife home. You see, we have to determine who is in need. It's an important thing for all of us to ask. Who is in need? You see, this woman get up in the morning, she crying. You ask her, what you crying for after Ivan? You nothing to do your house. Nothing to do your house. You're so wicked. Nothing to do your house, you're still crying. But she sent the children up in the mountain. And when they come back, her husband died a few months before. They say, Mommy, if daddy didn't dead, he'd have dead, I want to know what happened to the land. They say, Mommy, if daddy didn't dead, he'd have dead. You see, all the nutmeg fall. And that's why she crying. Because she owe a mortgage on the house. And when the bank open and she go in the bank, they tell her they go give her 1 year so she don't have to pay. Amnesty for 1 year. But when she reach in front of the bank, she really digests what they see. So she go back in the bank. She say, well, nutmeg can go back in a year. But don't bother. The bank sells she house. And don't worry. Eventually, the doctor was able to get some food from his friends in town because Ticolo people say rich. You're not supposed to get food from charity. Now, we must digest that. This is Lenten time. And we are all called to look at our lives. We are called to examine our lives. We are called to do penance. We are called to give alms to those who are in poverty. But the question is, we don't have the destitute poor in Grenada again. No matter what you hear people saying politically, Grenadians have some money. But the question is, who is in need? Even the rich man sometimes is in need. Even the vagrant sometimes could help the rich man. We have to really sit down and refocus. Whether we like the Catholics and the Anglicans and the Methodists and those who keep up Lent, it's not the issue. We have to examine it and see if the principles of the Lenten celebration could help us as a people show more compassion and more love. Remember, the main aspect of Lent is to pray, to fast, and to give alms. We give up meat, eating meat, because sometimes this is a significant thing, you know. Some people used to cry if you give them food and they don't get meat. Sometimes they're watching the meat others get because meat is so significant. So you give up something that is significant. But if you don't eat meat and it's fish alone you used to eat, it don't make sense giving up meat. Better you give up fish. But it's a very good thing to train our children to deny themselves. Sometimes you encourage a child to give up chocolate or to give up ice cream. We rummers, is a good time to give up rum. Because if you don't drink in moderation and you are addicted to drinking, Lent is a very good time to start the process of managing your drinking habits. So even if you're not doing it for the Christian significance, you could hatch onto it for the health benefits. Give up the rum. 40 days rest. And why 40? You see, a lot of times in the Bible they talk about 40 days. 40 is a significant number. I think it means a long time. You don't mean 40 days or 40 years. Like when they're in the wilderness for 40 years. Or you get 40 lash. It means a significant amount. And if people who drink excessively could give up alcohol during the period of Lent, it might help the body recover. It might help the body to recover the B12. Because B12 is important, you know. Particularly when you're drinking rum. Rum like B12. And B12 is important to help the metabolism. You see some men, their foot swell, their face shining, and they hardly eating. Even if they're talking about food plenty, but they're not big eaters. They prefer to drink a rum and eat a pack of cigarette and give you the lunch. Because the rum absorb a lot of the vitamins. And the vitamins help in the metabolism. So generally they have malnutrition. And if the wife don't cooking again, they say, don't bother to cook, man. I ain't forcing you. Don't worry to cook. You know. So I think this is a good time. It's a good period, Lenten time. And it's a good time for you to give me a call. Because we speak about that or anything. You just give me a call and you punch. And we speak about any issues. But the Lenten season is a significant period. I honestly believe that it's a period that Grenadians should take more seriously. 61% of the Catholics in America support Lent. Maybe 20% of the other Christians follow Lent. But more and more, people are moving away from some of these rituals and traditions. Because some of the new religion, they condemn traditions. You know, and they condemn it carte blanche. So you throw out good things with some things that doesn't make much sense. But the Lenten season is a good tradition. Even in the church, you would see they stripping the altar. You see they take out all flowers in the church now. They put stone, coconut shell, cactus, dry things in the shell, in the church. It's a symbolic. It's symbolic. It is to encourage people to strip yourself bare. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome. Punch.
How you doing today?
Great, man.
Apparently, you're on the Boss FM as well.
We are on a number of stations here.
Yeah, because
Streaming on here.
And what time you start your program?
12. Between 12 and 1.
It doesn't start before that? Sometimes?
It's not, no. Just about 12 o'clock.
12 to 1, eh?
12 to 1.
All right, thanks for the clarification.
Yes.
But what I want to tell you about, when you leave Wheelie, coming down New Hampshire into Busheju main road, you know that road?
Yeah.
They're also doing that Bonkuma road there.
Yeah.
But I'm not talking about the new road they're doing. I'm talking about wheelies coming down New Hampshire. There is a oil spill about 30 to 40 feet long in the road on the hill itself coming down. And it's very dangerous for motorists. So I don't know who could look into it or listen or could address the issue there.
Well, at this stage, we just hope somebody could hear that, hear about it, or somebody in the area could call communication works or the police or something like that. Or sometime again, people from the community could go and put up a sign to help to encourage, make vehicles more observant, because it could be a disaster.
Yeah, because it could be a disaster in waiting because it's dangerous, eh?
Yeah.
And the trucks coming down there. So I don't know if anybody listening or the relevant authorities to address the issue.
All right. Thank you very much.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Yes. Yes, you see, some religion don't support Lent because they believe, you see, they say solo scriptura, the scripture and the scripture alone. And since Lent was not spelled out in the scripture, some religion would not support it because they say it's solo scriptura, the scripture and the scripture alone. But in the Catholic religion, the traditional fathers, the voice of tradition is extremely important. Because you know the Bible perhaps was placed together about 300 years. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome.
Hey, Mr. Pierre, afternoon.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
One of the fundamental of creation of man, right, is of God, and to serve God, and to serve Him alone, and to love the neighbor as you love yourself.
You're a little lower, you know. If it's,
to serve God, and to serve God alone, and to love the neighbor as you love yourself. And I do believe, if mankind would obey that principle of love for one another, respect will be high on the agenda, and we find more respect in the world. Well, see, when mankind only think about themselves and they think about us, then you have where that love breakdown in love. Because you know they always say, it take a village to bring up a child. You may live in a village and you could leave your house and go in town, and no one will dare to come into your house because your neighbor will look and make sure know what doesn't happen with your house. When you have that breakdown, where people don't care, there's some people don't care about, or they don't care about themselves, and right, that you find that respect lasts. But if people care about one another, right, that respect will be restored, because what you like for yourself, you won't like for others. So once you feel like you want people to respect you, you can respect other people. Because we always say respect is not something that you take. You have to give respect to give back respect. I want to say to mothers, fathers, sometimes we teach our children to respect authority, but then we do the opposite. That can't work. We have to be example to our children. Show example to the young people. And I always say to be a good leader and to be somebody that somebody could look upon, you have to respect yourself. And as the men elders want people to respect them, but they don't have respect for themselves. That can't work. Respect goes both ways, and there is no age limit for respect. Once you are a living being, you have to respect one another. So, Mr. Pierre, have a blessing.
Thank you, caller. Thank you. And thank you, caller. Thank you very much. And that is a very important thing. There is no age limit for us to respect. But remember, children born pure, you know. A child is a gift from God. And when a child born pure. And then children are taught to be disrespectful. They are taught to hate. They are taught to love. And this is why it's so important for us to ingrain in our culture these principles. Where you teach children in the house to say sorry, my apologies, good morning. When a child get up in the morning, it should be a natural thing. But it's not only for the child. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Good day, sir.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Hi. Yesterday was a wonderful program. I want to congratulate you. I get a lot of food for thought. I didn't call, but callers make points. This is why I like about you open from the time you start. Anybody could touch any subject they want to touch on, because I learn things I never learned. What I want to say is, you know something, in 2008, when the new national, when the NDC win, just for a vote, the NDC came to my area and tell the people, Gary, give all your gifts. Gary, give all your gifts. What is the gift? He gave a piece of land. So, when Kit came in after, he said, a gentleman, he come to Mount Chinchilli, he come in and he hold a meeting, he said, you know, like my politics. He said, who could pay for the land pay, how they could, who could pay for the land pay. Michael Baptist on Tillman Thomas platform say, Gary, give all of that. You know, some people accept that and never paid for the land to get a title. So they wanted power at any cost. So I want to say, the National Democratic Congress has been making mistakes from day one. Yes? Michael Baptist, I could never forget that. I styled him as a political joker. He telling people, don't pay for the land. They will give all the land. And some people believe that. Today they haven't got a plan and deed. They haven't got nothing. Because you know what, Project? I heard you mention about Land for the Landless program yesterday. Land for the Landless. That was a very great program. The ULP launched Land for the Landless in 1972. I was the youngest executive member of the Grenada United Labour Party in 1972. And nobody cannot test me. That party has tried and tested just as the new National Party. So I want Grenadians to realize that the NDC has been making a mistake from the first time they enter into government. They have a lot of error. I could go back to where, when they came, they meet the public assistance, $150 a month. They say they will make it 200, but to make it 200, they take out a lot of names on the list. Some people cry, they strike out my name because they cannot balance. So this is why when I called you today, I said, this election is about experience leadership. And nobody cannot stop me from saying that. Leadership going to determine who will win the next election. Thank you.
Thank you very much. On our program, we give you an opportunity to express your views and your opinions. We cannot accept sign language, but it doesn't matter how you present it. We accept it. You know, we have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Good morning good afternoon, my dear brother.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah.
Yes, what I want to say, you see that color? That color speak a book.
That look as an old girl right with you.
a big right too.
Yeah.
I was a big one too.
Yeah, this scholar is a Gary Wright. He
I
used
was
to.
right on top, you know.
Yeah.
I was right on top.
You was involved in the Land for the Landless program?
No, I wasn't involved
Okay.
in it, but Uncle Gary did love that. It helped a lot of people by me that get land. And I'm sure some of them do paint right. You know Gada with Kada?
Yeah.
You remember
Karats.
we had a fall farm?
Yeah.
Right. That fall farm. Uncle Gary give it. Uncle Gary give it away. And then you know from where they have the supermarket to come right down that piece of land, Uncle Gary they give it for a burial ground, you know. Oh God. Yeah, those people are there in it. I don't know if they pay tax, I don't know if they don't pay tax. And then I tell you, Uncle Gary was a man. Uncle Gary, when Uncle Gary bring that youngest
That was about 50 years ago, eh?
for 60,
Yeah,
talking
50.
about
Yeah,
it.
the Land for the Landless program was it was a very good program, and it was many,
Yes,
many
it
years
was a
ago.
very
Yeah.
good program because everybody get a piece of land, who get this and who get that. Everybody. And you know something? When Uncle Gary reached in Grenada, people was under straw house, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Straw house they was under, you know. Make everybody give them galvanized house. Uncle Gary again, give again. When you see those people picking up the cocoa, they had to bring so much of cocoa to reach up in the thing. He said, no, make those women and them put it down, put it down, put it down, and the ground put it down. And make them say, no, it's not right. These ladies and them have to choke the cocoa.
The distance was a little bit too long.
Yes.
Yeah, he felt the distance was too long, so they had to go and fix up the road so that vehicle
Yes.
could come through it.
Yes.
And
yes.
then they dropped the quantity of cocoa that in the basket.
Yes.
Yeah,
On the ground.
yeah.
And Uncle Gary, my father had the cane. And Daddy Mitchell had the mill. I know about it. I know about it. He had a Friday morning, me, Auntie Cindy, and Uncle Gary going down, man, and my mother, Miss Lila, we going down to get the pay for the syrup at Daddy Mitchell to get something to bring up this syrup from my father. Because you see, my father used to walk in Kada in the evening.
Cadets,
Yes.
yeah. That was the agriculture station?
Right,
Yeah, man.
drying milk,
Yeah.
making butter, because my auntie used to walk
But that is important, you know, because a lot of people did not know that they used to make butter and cheese.
Oh, yes, it's a big butter and cheese right by where I stay in Western Hall and the farmer. To make butter and make the cheese, and especially he had 14, 17 of them. Some does walk in the morning, because my father walking in the morning, because he want to go to his garden in the evening. So what he do when in the morning when he go, he sending his wife down to collect the money from Uncle Kit's father, Daddy Mitchell. I could tell all this history about
Well,
it.
it's good history. I think one of the challenges we have, people have to sit and write some of these histories because we can't listen to all them today. But these are every now and then is important.
Every now and then I could give
yes,
you a
every now and then.
history.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes,
That's
my
very
brother.
important. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Wonderful and a
Yeah.
blessed day. God
Yeah.
bless you and I love you. Bye
And when the time comes, you must tell us about the NIS and pension. Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, scholar. Yeah, these histories are important because we do not have any. You don't have much talking, much discussion between the older ones and the younger ones, and sometimes we so dismissive of the older folks. So a lot of things of yesteryear we don't know. You see, this is why some religion argue It cannot be solo scriptura. It cannot be the scripture alone, because the Bible was assembled, put together, written, compiled 300 years after Christ. So they say, how could it be solo scriptura? What's about the Holy Fathers? Now it's the same thing that happened. We have some of our older people in the community, but we don't have no time to listen to them. We're extremely dismissive of them. You know, perhaps younger children should be writing articles from their parents' story. There are numbers subject matter that perhaps you could write into a novel. You know, so we need sometimes to have this dialogue. It's a pity that we only have 1 hour on this program and we want you to punch. You can give us a call. The number to call is 442-015, and we speak about anything. Yes, we are on the Lenten season. I noticed a brother on the web, and he said NNP must go. Well, this is a program that we have when we encourage people to express their views and opinion, and that is his view. So I asked him, give me 5 reasons why NNP must go. You know, this is if we want, when we express our statements, particularly when we make big statements, I feel we must have backup. We must bring rationale, justification, reasons. Otherwise, people are going to just ignore you. If you think NNP should go, give us 5 reasons why you believe so. If you're a politician, I might ask you for 6. But if you're just an ordinary person writing, give us 5 reasons. You think we have a call on the line? Caller, welcome.
My dear brother, I that come back behind that brother that's ugly. That brother ain't no one.
Give us some reason why you think NNP should stay in power.
NNP could stay in power, could give value. You see where I stay in Westerhall, the first person to come on NDC program and in the NNP,
Yeah.
is Sir Daniel Williams. He was
a respected individual in the community.
Amen. Thank you, Jesus. You're coming there. You're
Good
here.
quality individuals.
The next person to come in again was white man. That is Mr. Williams' brother-in-law. That was the wife's brother. And let me tell you, NNP do a lot of work for St. David.
What are some of the work that you... Because you see, that is what
NNP did, you remember this road, Fakara, go down to reach on the hall?
They fix up, they did a lot of road work.
Only what I used to walk here is a donkey. I used to have a
So
bike.
they did a lot of infrastructural work in St. David's, including roads.
That's right, that road. NNP that did it. They make the road to bus out on the hall, right? Because when you hear we, I ain't telling you what they say.
What else you think that they did that deserve them to stay? That is 2 you give me. I want 5 from you.
5?
Yeah.
Well, the next one they give again was St. David. They bring in a 2-story hotel for us.
The hotel. So you see in development.
Yes,
when you bring a hotel, you strengthen the tourist trade, and you also creating employment for people.
That's right.
So this one is 3. Give me another one.
Instead you have to go all down, everything is in town.
So give me another one. That is 3.
There is another road again is a road.
Well, we're taking road as one, We're taking, because the new National Party, I think everybody agree that, including NDC, have done a lot of work on infrastructural work and road. So you have to give me a 4th one. You satisfied with your pension?
The 4th one again, the pension.
Right. This is significant.
Remember when the NDC was in power?
You see, I want you to concentrate. I want you to concentrate.
Yes.
You must be able to know 5 good reasons why you want NNP stay.
I want NNP to stay because this time now, we money the government was $300.
And they raised the pension money.
To to give us $150 and the $300.
So you satisfy with the pension scheme that they have and the manner in which they take care of the older folks. Give me the last one.
They're looking out for the seniors.
Give me a last one.
The last one is, the last one.
You like it, Mitchell, a lot. The toilet and bath. This is a masterpiece. So you have 5 reasons why you want the government to stay. And
yes,
this is 5 good reasons. Because when you perhaps you know about having an outside toilet.
Yes, I had an outside toilet.
And rain falling.
And no, I'm glad who didn't have an inside toilet. Well, they get a toilet. And my minister, I had a toilet. My toilet didn't working so good. Right?
Talking about the days when you had outside toilet.
Well, the days when I had outside toilet.
You know the experience.
I know the experience.
I know you have an inside toilet.
Especially if you have rain falling.
Right.
And you had to go outside. You had one morning, rain was coming. And I had also I use the pail and going outside with it. You know, I fall down. The hand still hot in
you're lucky. Well, you fertilize the field one time. So thank you very much. That was 5 good reasons why you support your party. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Yes, thank
you. Welcome, baby. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Yeah. I mean, it is always important. You constantly hear people go out in the field and they say, I don't like NNP. I don't like NDC. I always challenge them. Give me reasons why. You just can't jump on it, not you could. But I don't think you should jump on the bandwagon just so, particularly when you want to enter into arguments. So prepare your rationales and justification why you support one party or what your party must do. Particularly political activists. I've met political activists in the field. They say, Kit Mitchell is a dictator. I say, give me 5 reasons why you think Kit is a dictator. What he has done in the last 7 years that qualifies him to be a dictator. And sometimes I say, if he's in the bar, you will pay for the drinks. And the people in the bar will be the judge. They will lose. So if you want to argue politics, it can be mouth open and word jump out. You must have reasons. You must have justification for your position. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome. Punch. Yes, caller, welcome. We lost the caller? Oh, yeah. Go right ahead, caller. We hearing you. We lost him now. Please call back. We lost you. Maybe your fault or what, but please give us a call back. This is a good period of time and I think it's important for argument's sake. You know, we must be able to respect one another and listen to one another. And if now that the political season is on, things are going to get hot. So you know you're going to argue politics, you must have reasons and justification why you're putting up a case. One guy tell me he have 3 reasons why he support NNP. He said one of them is the Imani program. He said the second one is the 10,000 toilet. And he said the third one is the question of the money provided for a caller. Welcome, caller.
Afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother. Good to hear your voice. Good to hear your voice, man.
Yes. And to the Grenadian public, first and foremost, Mr. Pierre, I want to know where was NATO when America invaded Libya and Iraq, which is thousands of miles away with the B-52 bombers and missiles, killing thousands of men, women, and children, creating millions of refugees. Caribbean leaders sit down and they allow America to unpick a president in Venezuela. After the people elected a president, they said nothing. The big country recognized the unpicked government immediately without saying nothing. In Russia, Putin has the right to protect his backyard from America influence. After America election result, they almost had civil war. Right now, America is divided. Look at what America did to Cuba and continue to violate Human Rights Convention, which sanctioned right, left, and center. Caribbean leaders have handcuffs on their mouth. It should be the right of government to use constitutional unrestricted speeches without oppression from the CIA and America. I want to big up and congratulate Miss Motley. I will call her the Iron Lady of the Caribbean. And if we have leaders like she and Keith, Dr. Keith Mitchell and Gaston Brown, we have leaders to bring us for the next 20 or more years. Everybody's speaking about young leaders, but CIA is waiting to control CARICOM and divide CARICOM. Anytime these young men, because they're greedy, they want to get up Monday morning and they see how much Mercedes-Benz in the yard. America is waiting for them. Thank you very much, Mr. Pierre.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's a lot of food for thought in your comments. The number to call is 442-0175. You know, very strong views on the war against Ukraine. Ukraine is an independent country, and one must respect their sovereignty. In the same way, you and I would condemn the United States of America for joining with Europe. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome. Punch.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Welcome.
Well, my issue with NDC, everybody have a side, but my issue with NDC, when they come in 2008, they didn't do the right.
You done? Okay. She said when they come in 2008, they didn't do the right thing. We listen to you now. Go ahead.
When they come, they take out $300 and they leave constructors pay with $500. And they take out on people, poor people money. When they had us to get the little Compton, they take out people poor money. They don't like poor people. I see what they do with my auntie. They don't like poor people. So I cannot support them. That is the issue I have with them. They don't like poor people. Okay.
Thank you, caller. A political party do not want this blemish. They don't want this stain on them. The political party might have made some blunders and mistakes when they come, but the time should come when they should clear it up. They must not make it worse. Because people have the impression that when you come, and it was a fact, and I do not think they did their research work properly. Because in some communities, people were shocked at we have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome.
Well, what I want to say is I used to be singing a song, you know what you have, you know what you get. I sung that in the 2013 election, I sing it in the 2018 election. But I am saying now that we go know what we will get if we make a mistake. I say, we know what you have, you don't know what you will get. I know what you will get. We're going to get late salary. We're going to get the send home of e-money. We're going to send bloating the public service. So we know what we're going to get. So I don't think I think I have to change some of the words in my song by saying, we know what we get. I know what we will get. We will get. In Dr. Mitchell government, we're going to get all his salary. We're going to get the pay of wages, of all increment, all the things. So I was wondering if we know what we will get. We under the National Democratic Congress, we know what we will get because they have a track record. They have a track record. We know what we're going to get. We know what we're going to get. So I have to do some changes in my song by saying, we know what we have.
I think you better prepare the lyrics. I think you better do the changes, prepare the lyrics, and give us a call back.
Okay?
Okay? Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah, the number to call is 442-0175, and we welcome your contributions to our program. What we just babble, we just babble and wait for your calls. Your call is more significant and more important than what we have to say, what we have to see. And the brother spoke about Ukraine, and this is a significant issue. We're talking about the sovereignty of a country. What would you think happened if the British decide to come and invade us back and control the Caribbean because they don't like the friends we're having? You see, and when you see Ukraine is not 100,000 people, so you could say, well, Trinidad or Barbados as such could absorb our population. Ukraine is 44 million people. Russia is 144 million. Ukraine is the biggest country after Russia. United States of America is 329 million. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome. Punch. Yes, caller. Welcome, caller. All right, we lost that caller. United States is 329 million. So the Russian don't have the United States is practically twice time the population of Russia. And the Russian economy is like perhaps the Texas, one of the rich states in America economy. But Russia is very powerful in terms of the military, and they have nuclear power. Whereas Ukraine is not a world power. So Russia is a mismatch. It's like a Doberman dog fighting with a pup. What is going to happen is that the country might be mashed up, and then the difficulty Russia have in ruling that country. The difficulty they have in ruling that country. They got bogged down just like the United States in Afghanistan. And you could get bogged down there on economic sanctions. I say we have to try to get a ceasefire. When I say we, I ain't talking about we here. We could only speak, nobody here in our mouth. And for Russia to save face. Because if longer this war gone, more likely other people might join, and the greater possibility a nuclear weapon. And we in Grenada, that is what is most significant for us, We could have a significant hike in gas price, and when gas price go beyond our levels, all things turn haywire. We could have serious shortages of food. But after every time a war breaks out, Barbados or Trinidad may not be able to bring food for us. Everybody like the dumpling, they like the bread. That is a significant issue, Sometimes we sitting down and we forgetting that we never had a conversation with older people to tell us what went on in World War I and World War II. At one stage in Grenada, people used to say it's pumps and dumps, pumpkin and dumpling. That time food was coming to Grenada after the 1955 hurricane. But if you have this war escalate in Europe, we would not be getting food, you know. And if you don't believe me, go and research the word holoma. That went on for about 2 years. And 13.5% of the population of Ukraine starved to death. And they accused Joseph Stalin of starving that population. And you will give me a call. The number to call is 442-0175. All these things are taking place after you had a pandemic which affected this country immensely and a number of other countries. And then they're experiencing a war that a number of countries in the world would have serious consequences, particularly the Caribbean, because we import quite a lot. We have students, I don't know if we have any Grenadian student in Ukraine that we know about. But the Caribbean, Jamaica, have a lot of students there, India. And imagine you have a situation where people running for their life. Family first, you know. Don't believe that they're going to watch a Jamaican child or somebody for the Caribbean and somebody going to fight to get them on the bus. They talk about racism, but the question is people trying to save their family. So it's a serious issue. It's a serious issue. And the Pope has declared this Wednesday as a day for prayer. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome.
Yes, there you come back again. I want to give you 2008.
Well, we just on the ending of the program, so you might have to tell us about if you know about the call by the Pope to pray for Ash Wednesday.
The call by the Pope said to pray for beginning at this Wednesday for the people in what they call the place where they were Ukraine, and I'm asking the Grenadians, please, and especially my dear beloved Prime Minister, Kit Claudius Mitchell and Gregor Bowen, and ask them to get a day of prayer.
No, the Pope asked for today.
Yes, today.
Yeah. So you could appeal to anybody that's hearing your voice, appeal to them to spend the day in prayer.
Pray, yes. When I finish, I go down in my third already years. I just waiting for the 12 o'clock news to finish, and I go back down in my prayer until about 4.
Yes.
I'm taking off my phone.
Okay.
I don't receive no call.
All right. Thank you very much for today.
You're welcome, my darling. God bless you and love you. Keep up your good work.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yes, so you hear a call from one of our elderly sisters. It's a day of prayer. Today, people to pray. Pray in a special way. Fast, pray, and put the emphasis on Ukraine today. People are running from the country. Bombs are falling. You would have a number of people dying, people wounded and displaced. The closest example we have to that is 1983. But the majority of Grenadians was not seriously affected. My heart always goes out to the people who were the soldiers at that time. The Americans was fighting with them. And the Grenadian public perhaps was hostile towards them. Just imagine how they felt. They have not spoken in the community, you know. They have not told you how they felt. When they perhaps even afraid to go back to relatives and family because they don't know how they're going to treat them. Imagine them. I know some of them have lost their job. They never get paid. Those who was in better position, they went to the United States and England and etc. But those who was on the poverty line and didn't have contacts, some of them had serious mental challenge in our community. That perhaps is the closest thing we could go back to what is happening in Ukraine. Because these individuals were soldiers, they were young men, they were patriotic, they were dedicated, they were committed, they believed in the revolution. They were not the decision makers. So they were not directly responsible for what happened with the Central Committee and Joint Leadership and etc. But when the Americans came to invade, to rescue, or to intervene based upon which side of the pendulum you were on, these Grenadians, maybe about 900, 1,000 of them, they had the full force of the war. Because to a large extent, people was hostile to some of them. Some people spit on soldiers. Some people mash up the vehicles. Some people took advantage on them. And that is why we have to be careful. You know, St. Augustine say when these things happen, say there goes I if it wasn't for God. The Lenten season gives us a period to reflect on our lives, to prepare, to see what is going on, and to make a whole change in our attitude to one another. You know, the key words there is to pray, to fast, and to give alms. When we say give alms, you give goods, foodstuff, and material things to the needy. Sometimes if you could, people who families are in turmoil, this might be a good time to call relatives of yours that you have not spoken to for years and speak to them. Because it's Lenten time and an opportunity arises that we must make maximum use of it. Don't let this opportunity go. Let us use this opportunity to help develop our country. Let us use this opportunity to forge better unity among our people. Let us use this opportunity, this Lenten period, when we pray, we fast, and we give alms to strengthen our relationship with our community, with our family, and with God. You know, we're back with you again tomorrow for another program of On Target. And remember, you could always post. We will read some of your posts if possible. You could come and you could express your views and your opinion. This program welcomes your opinion. You don't have to agree with us. You don't have to agree with us. And you don't have to speak about what we're speaking about. Thank you very much.
Through victory and pain, by test of their courage, our freedom was gained. And all that we vow to join hands and to focus on building one Caribbean. Raise your voice.